Can Bitcoin be hacked, or is it truly secure? You have probably heard the stories. Hundreds of millions of dollars in Bitcoin stolen overnight, entire exchanges going dark, users losing everything with no way to get it back. And when you hear those stories, a reasonable question follows. If Bitcoin can be stolen, is it actually secure at all? Here is where it gets interesting. Most of those stories are not really about Bitcoin being hacked. They are about something else entirely. And understanding the difference matters. Whether you are curious about the technology or thinking about how to be careful with digital assets. In this video, we are going to unpack the truth about Bitcoin security, layer by layer. No hype, no fear-mongering, no guarantees. Just a clear look at how this actually works. Here is what we will cover. What people actually mean when they say Bitcoin was hacked, and why the distinction matters. The difference between attacking Bitcoin's network and attacking wallets or exchanges. How Bitcoin security works at a fundamental level, what a 51% attack is, and what it can and cannot do. Why private keys are so critical. Bitcoin network versus Bitcoin accounts. The first thing to understand is that Bitcoin does not work like a bank account, not even close. When you have money in a bank, the bank holds it. The bank has your name, your ID, your contact information. If you forget your password, there is a process to recover it. If fraud occurs, there is a customer service team and, in many countries, deposit protection schemes. The bank is responsible for custody. Bitcoin has none of that. There is no company in the middle. There is no account manager. There is no password reset email. Bitcoin is a decentralized network, a public ledger maintained by thousands of computers worldwide, none of them in charge. Has the Bitcoin protocol been hacked? Let us be precise here, because this question deserves a careful answer. Bitcoin's core protocol, the underlying rules of the network, has proven highly resistant to attack since it launched in 2009. It has been running continuously, processing transactions without a successful attack on the base layer protocol. That is a meaningful track record. But it is important to say this accurately. Bitcoin's base protocol is considered extremely difficult to compromise because of cryptography, decentralization, proof of work, and network verification. That is not the same as saying it is magically impossible to attack. No system should come with absolute guarantees. What we can say is that Bitcoin's design creates multiple overlapping layers of difficulty for anyone attempting to compromise it, and that those layers have held up over time. The cryptography underpinning Bitcoin is based on mathematical problems that current computers cannot solve efficiently. The decentralization means there is no single point to target. The proof of work requirement means that changing history requires redoing enormous amounts of computational work. And the global network of nodes means that fraudulent blocks get rejected. Why people think Bitcoin gets hacked? So where do all those theft headlines actually come from? The overwhelming majority of Bitcoin thefts involve attacks on people and services, not on Bitcoin's protocol. Here are the most common culprits. Exchange hacks. Centralized exchanges hold large amounts of Bitcoin on behalf of their users. This makes them high-value targets. When an exchange is compromised, users lose access to coins that the exchange was holding. Bitcoin's network itself was not touched. Phishing scams. Attackers create fake websites or send fake emails designed to look legitimate. A user enters their details, and the attacker now has access. Fake wallet apps. Malicious applications that look like legitimate Bitcoin wallets but are designed to capture seed phrases or private keys. The role of private keys. This brings us to one of the most important concepts in Bitcoin, the private key. In Bitcoin, control over coins is determined by possession of a private key. A private key is a long string of data, generated randomly, that corresponds to a Bitcoin address. Whoever has that private key can authorize transactions from the associated address. There is no username recovery. There is no account-locked notification. If someone has your private key or your seed phrase, the human-readable backup from which keys are derived, they have full immediate access to those coins. Your private key is not just a password, it is more like the actual key to a vault. And unlike a physical vault key, a copy of a private key works just as well as the original. If your key is compromised, there is no lock to change. The attacker can move funds immediately, and those transactions cannot be reversed. Why Bitcoin transactions are final. One property of Bitcoin that surprises many newcomers is transaction finality. Once a Bitcoin transaction has been confirmed, recorded in a block and buried under additional blocks, reversing it becomes extraordinarily difficult. This is by design. It is what allows Bitcoin to function without a central authority that can override transactions. This property has real advantages. It means no single authority can freeze or reverse your transactions arbitrarily. It provides a form of resistance to censorship. What is a 51% attack? Let us talk about the most commonly discussed theoretical attack on Bitcoin, the 51% attack. Proof of work, which we covered in a previous video, requires miners to expend computational resources to propose new blocks. The valid blockchain is the one with the most accumulated work behind it. A 51% attack refers to a scenario where a single attacker or coordinated group controls more than half of the entire network's mining power. With majority control, an attacker could potentially reorganize recent blocks, effectively rewriting a short portion of recent transaction history. This could allow them to double spend their own previously confirmed transactions, send Bitcoin, receive something in return, then erase that transaction from the record. Other security risks. Beyond the 51% attack, there are other categories of risk worth understanding. Software bugs. Bitcoin's core software has been developed carefully, but all software can contain vulnerabilities. The open source nature of Bitcoin means bugs can be reviewed and patched by the community. But the possibility is real. Centralized custodians. When you store Bitcoin on an exchange or with a custodian, you are relying on that company's security. Their vulnerabilities become your risk. SIM swapping. Attackers can sometimes convince mobile carriers to transfer a victim's phone number to a device they control, allowing them to intercept SMS-based two-factor authentication codes. Phishing emails and fake websites. Sophisticated forgeries designed to capture login credentials or seed phrases. Bitcoin security depends on users too. Bitcoin's design gives users a level of control over their own finances that traditional systems do not. That is genuinely powerful. But with that control comes responsibility. Here are general principles, not product recommendations, that apply broadly. Protect your seed phrase. This is the backup that can regenerate your private keys. Anyone who has it has control of your coins. Store it securely, offline, and do not share it with anyone. Balanced conclusion. Let us bring this together. Bitcoin's core protocol has demonstrated strong resistance to attack over its history. The properties that provide that resistance, cryptography, decentralization, proof of work, and global verification, are real and have been stress tested over time. But the system is not sealed off from the world. Exchanges, wallets, and individual users operate within it, and they can be attacked, deceived, or compromised. When Bitcoin headlines announce thefts or hacks, the target is almost always one of those layers, not the base protocol. Bitcoin is not protected by a company. It is protected by cryptography, proof of work, decentralization, and thousands of participants verifying the rules. But users and services can still be hacked if they are careless or poorly secured. Understanding that distinction clearly and understanding your own responsibilities within it is more useful than either dismissing the risks or being paralyzed by them. If this video helped you understand Bitcoin security more clearly, like the video, subscribe for more simple crypto education, and comment below which Bitcoin topic you want explained next.